Hello students, today we are going to discuss about the Cauchy integral formula in this video lecture. This is important result in the theory of complex variable. We use the Cauchy integral formula to prove Taylor's theorem and also establish the power series representations of analytic functions. Cauchy integral formula is convenient tool for evaluating certain contour integrals. So Cauchy integral formula statement: if fz is analytic within and on simple closed contour C, and if alpha is any point within C, then f of alpha is equal to 1 by 2 pi integration over C f of z divided by z minus alpha dz. So we need to prove this result. So prove: suppose fz is analytic within and on closed contour C, and alpha is any interior point of C. So in this curve, alpha is an interior point of C, okay, and C is a simple closed curve. So to prove that f of alpha equal to 1 by 2 pi I integration over C f of z minus alpha dz. So let us describe a circle gamma inside C, okay, about the center z equal to alpha of radius r. So what is the uh, representation of this circle? So this circle can be represented by z minus alpha equal to r does not intersect the curve C. So we have to choose a radius in such a way that it cannot go beyond the circle C, so that this gamma curve lies wholly within the C. So this region is annular region. So this region is determined by the two circle. One is two region, that is one is C and another is gamma. So the function fz divided by z minus alpha is analytic in the closed annular region bounded by C. Here alpha is a fixed point, okay, which is at center of C and also center of gamma. So this differentiate the two regions, this boundary. So gamma lies wholly within alpha lies wholly within gamma, okay. So fz divided by z minus alpha, now we are defining a function fz divided by z minus alpha is analytic in this annulus region. That means when z is equal to alpha, so denominator will be 0 in this under the gamma, but in this annular regions, so there is no such alpha lies. So fz divided by z minus alpha is well defined, so it is analytic in this annular region. So there is one corollary in Cauchy's theorem, as we know that what Cauchy's theorem said. Cauchy's theorem stated that if a function is analytic within enclosed contour, then the integration over a simple closed curve of that function is equal to 0, okay. So if there is a two circles C1 and C2, suppose C is C1, gamma is C2, then the region determined by C1 and C2 is this annulus region. So then integration over C is equal to integration over gamma, both is equal to 0, so that from the corollary of Cauchy's integral theorem, what we get: integration over C fz by z minus alpha dz is equal to integration over gamma f of z divided by z minus alpha. So here where we are doing just no manipulations, we are adding f of alpha and subtracting f of alpha, which is a fixed point, okay. So then we are separating two terms, f of z minus f of alpha divided by z minus alpha plus integration over gamma f of z divided by z minus alpha. So now next, so just we are separating these two terms in this two equation number 2. So since alpha is interior point of gamma also, so alpha is interior point of gamma, so for any point z on gamma, so any point z on gamma, so z minus alpha is equal to r e to the power I theta, that is polar representations of that complex number. Okay, so therefore we can calculate this f of alpha divided by z minus alpha in this way. So we are integrating that function around a circle, so theta varies from 0 to 2 pi, as you know that in a complex circle theta varies from 0 to 2 pi f of alpha. So we are writing z minus alpha in terms of rei theta. So when we differentiate this with respect to theta, what we get? We get r ei theta I d theta, that is d of z. We are differentiating in this with respect to theta. Okay, then we can cancel out these two same terms from numerator and denominator. So only f of alpha I d theta will remain. Then integrating this from 0 to 2 pi, integration of 0 to 2 pi d theta is f of alpha, 2 pi I f of alpha. So this is equation number 3. So now from equation number 1, what we get? So just after the simplifications, we get integration over c f of z minus alpha dz equal to integration over gamma f of z minus f of alpha divided by z minus alpha dz plus 2 pi I alpha. That is equation number, using from equation number 3. Okay, so just transpose this 2 pi I alpha in the left hand side. So what we get? Integration over c f of z divided by z minus alpha dz minus 2 pi I f of alpha equal to integration over gamma f of z minus f of alpha divided by z minus alpha dz. So now, since f of z is analytic within C, so it is continuous at z equals to alpha. So what analyticity implies? Analyticity implies the continuity. If a function is continuous and if it's differentiable, then the function is analytic also. For a functions to be analytic, there is one conditions. If a function is differentiable not only at that particular point, if it is analytic at every neighborhood of that point, then the function is said to be analytic. So it is already given that f is analytic, so it is always continuous. So there exists a delta. If it is continuous at z equals to alpha, then there exists a delta, which is a small positive number, such that f of mod of f of z minus f of alpha is less than epsilon. For all, mod of z minus alpha is less than delta. This is the epsilon delta definition of continuity. So now we choose R in such a way that f of z minus f of alpha should be less than epsilon. So we are choosing R less than delta in order that this condition will hold for all z on gamma. So what is gamma? Gamma is mod of z minus alpha equal to R, which is less than delta. So now taking modulus both the side of these equations, so we are taking modulus, okay, and then this is integral inequality. We are using integral inequality. Mod of integration over gamma f of z minus f of alpha divided by z minus alpha dz is less or equal to integration over mod of f of z minus f of alpha divided by z minus alpha mod of z. So we are using mod separately, okay, for f of z minus f of alpha and divided by z minus alpha also, and integration and mod of dz also. So what we have obtained is, according to the definitions of this continuity, so we have f of mod of f of z minus f of alpha is strictly less than epsilon, and also mod of z minus mod of z minus alpha is also less than r. Then remaining term is integration over gamma d of z. So here we have to understand that the curve is a circle. Okay, so this arc or curve is a circle. So when we integrate that curve, so that is we get a total length of that curve or arc we say. So total length is equal to the circumference of that circle. So what is circumference of circle? Circumference of circle is 2 pi r. R is a radius. So integration over the gamma mod of dz is 2 pi r. Okay, so we can cancel out this r. So only 2 pi epsilon is will remain. Now come to this left hand side. What we have? Mod of integrations over c f of z divided by z minus alpha dz minus 2 pi I f of alpha is less than 2 pi epsilon. So since epsilon is arbitrary and it is arbitrary point and is so small, okay, small positive number, so making epsilon tends to 0, what we get right hand side equal to 0. So from this equation, integration over c f of z minus alpha dz minus 2 pi I f of alpha is equal to 0. Now transposing again this terms in the right hand side, what we get? F of alpha is equal to 1 by 2 pi I integration over c f of z divided by z minus alpha dz. So this is the complete proof of Cauchy integral formula, and further we will